Okay, good evening. I'm going to call the Schaumburg Village Board meeting to order for Tuesday, March 24th, 2026, 7 p.m. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Present.
Trustee Clare.
Present.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Bishki.
Present.
Trustee LaRosa.
Present.
President Daly.
Present. I do ask if you have any of these electronic devices that you please turn the sound off so that they do not disturb the meeting while it is in progress. Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. I have no idea where I left off.
I think I did it last.
You did it last.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to Jack or am I going left or right? I don't know.
You're going this way.
Towards you?
Yeah.
Trustee Sullivan, would you then please do us the honors?
All right.
Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It tripped. I almost went. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Next item is the approval of minutes from the March 10th, 2026 meeting. Questions, comments?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is the approval of expenditures for $5,724,563.37.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve as presented. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
Trustee LaRosa.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Presentations. We have just one presentation for the evening, and that is for a 40 years of service to Edward Pipenbrink. Did I pronounce that correctly? Where are you? Right here. Wow. 40 years. And have you worked in engineering and public works the whole time?
Yes.
Wow, okay. So you've seen a lot of change over those 40 years, and not just at Public Works, but throughout the village in general.
Yes.
So are you, this is your retirement plaque,
Yeah, April 10th.
April 10th. You're not going to stick around for the new village hall? Another 6 months? No? Okay. That's quite all right. And of course, then there'll always be something else, you know? That's how it goes. Now, you get out while the going's good. That's what I say. So, all right, let's do this here. Okay, let me just take a second here to read this. This is in grateful appreciation. Excuse me, I have a head cold, so sorry if I am on medication. So sorry if I sound a little nasally or something here. In grateful appreciation to Edward Pipenbrink,
Yes.
Maintenance 2, Engineering and Public Works, and recognition of your 40 years of dedicated service to the Village of Schaumburg, 1986 and 2026. So that was a couple of years before I came on as trustee in 1989. So best wishes in your retirement for the village president, village board, village clerk, and staff of the Village of Schaumburg. Thank you very much. Okay, here you go. So, I'm going to let you take this box. There is, I believe there is, yeah, something here too to go with it. Okay, so it's open. So
Right,
just
thank
hang
you
on
very
to it.
much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I was going to ask you where you're, if you're sticking around or if you're moving, but I don't want to hear about you going to Florida. So.
That'll be the last place I go.
Okay, there you go. All right, good man. Stick around here. Okay. Next is consent agenda. Consent agenda will be read in its entirety, voted on as one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda in one motion. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 8, liquor license requests, one-day liquor license requests. A, the motion would be to approve the request from Mr. Ray Charnick of Slow Pitch Softball Association for 3 Class D one-day liquor licenses for SSA Tom Eggs Charnick Class A, No Glove National Championship event, June 26 through 28, 2026, at Olympic Park located at 1675 Old Schaumburg Road, and waive the fee. 9, correspondence. A, the motion would be to ratify the request from Municipal Clerks Association North-Northwest Suburbs, who held a raffle on March 12, 2026 at Bella Napoli, located at 1540 North Roselle Road, and request to waive the fidelity bond requirement. B, the motion would be to approve the request from District 54 Education Foundation to hold a raffle on June 8, 2026 at Schaumburg Golf Club located at 401 North Roselle Road. C, the motion would be to approve the request from Schaumburg Firefighters Benevolent Association to hold a raffle on May 3, 2026 at Hyatt Regency Schaumburg located at 1800 East Gulf Road, and grant a variance to Chapter 117.31 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code for a raffle ticket greater than $5. 10, Engineering and Public Works Committee. A, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the Walnut Lift Station reconstruction, Phase 3 construction engineering services with Schaumburg Group, Inc., in the amount of $169,983.10, and approve the required resolution. B, the motion would be to award the bid for contractual pavement marking to Precision Pavement Markings, Inc. of Pingree Grove, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $258,605 for fiscal year 26-27, with 3 optional 1-year extensions. C, the motion would be to approve the municipal grounds electrical upgrade project with Kamasi Construction of Zion, Illinois, in not to exceed the amount of $375,000. D, the motion would be to approve waiver of competitive bidding and award the purchase of furniture to BOS of Illinois, Inc., of Roselle, Illinois, in the amount of $2,141,939.17. E, the motion would be to approve waiver of competitive bidding and award the purchase of furniture to Continua Interiors of Illinois, Inc., of Lincolnshire, Illinois, in the amount of $121,790. F, the motion would be to approve waiver of competitive bidding and award the sole source contract for safety netting to National Sports Nets, LLC, of Lamont, Illinois, in the amount of $85,928. G, the motion would be to accept the subject improvements as depicted in the exhibits and direct staff to obtain a bill of sale at no cost to the village from Nitty Development for the subject improvements and approve the required resolution. Number 11, Finance, Legal, and General Government Committee. A, the motion would be to approve the Finance Department monthly report for February 2026. B, the motion would be to refer the amendment to Policy Statement 1.26 Procedural Rules for Remote Attendance at Village Meetings to the Committee of the Whole. C, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve purchase of new firefighter turnout gear from Municipal Emergency Services, MES, of Lombard, Illinois, in the amount of $199,305. D, the motion would be to approve adjusting the non-union pay wages ranges effective May 1st, 2026, and approve the required resolution. E, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute year 2 of Comcast service agreement for temporary village hall, year 2 of the separate Comcast agreement for all other village facilities, and associated annual payments to Comcast for Metro E Internet services in the amount of $184,752. F, the motion would be to approve renewal for the enterprise phone system to Ring Central for year 2 of a 5-year contract and issue a pay-down purchase in the purchase order in the amount of $143,216. G, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve the renewal of Microsoft Azure licensing subscription and issue a pay-down purchase order to Microsoft Corporation of Redmond, Washington, in the amount of $180,000. H, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve renewal of Microsoft 365 licensing subscription and issue a pay-down purchase order to Liftoff LLC of Crofton, Maryland, up to the fiscal year 27 budgeted amount. 12, Public Safety Committee. A, the motion would be to authorize the village president to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Harper College for calls for service at Harper Professional Center and approve the required resolution. 13, the Committee of the Whole. A, the motion would be to approve the purchase of new art pieces for the Schaumburg Sculpture Park in the amount of $117,500. B, the motion would be to approve renaming the L. Larson Prairie Center for the Arts to the L. Larson Cultural Center. C, the motion would be to approve naming the municipal campus Robert O. Atcher Municipal Campus and to name the new village hall Schaumburg Village Hall. 14, Zoning Board of Appeals. A, the motion would be to approve a valet parking plan for Dooley Health and Care, 1325 North Meacham Road. 15, award of bid. The motion would be to award the bid for the 2026 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, Annual Sidewalk Program to the lowest responsible bidder, Schroeder & Schroeder, Inc. of Skokie, Illinois, in the amount of $179,000. B, the motion would be to award the bid for contractual street sweeping to the lowest responsible bidder, Lakeshore Recycling Systems, LLC of Morton Grove, Illinois, for fiscal year 26-27, with 3 optional one-year extensions not to exceed the approved budget. C, the motion would be to award the bid for the material storage yard to the lowest responsible bidder, Acura Inc. of Bensonville, Illinois, for fiscal year 26-27 in an amount not to exceed $376,573. D, the motion would be to award the bid for the 2026 Water Main Improvement Program to the lowest responsible bidder, C. Zabo Contracting, Inc. of West Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $2,986,905. Traffic agreement, number 16, traffic agreements. A, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute the traffic agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and BMW of North America, LLC, located at 498 Commerce Drive. B, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute the traffic agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and near Crossroads of Schaumburg, Illinois, located at 1200 North Meacham Road. 17, resolutions. A, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-024, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for the Walnut Lift Station reconstruction, Phase 3 construction engineering services with Siorba Group, Inc. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-025, accepting the Summit Grove subdivision public improvements. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-026, setting forth the official pay plan for non-union employees of the Village of Schaumburg for fiscal year 2026 to 2027. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-027, approving and authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between Community College District 512, Harper College, and the Village of Schaumburg relative to law enforcement cooperation at the Harper College Schaumburg campus. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-028 in support of maintaining municipal local zoning and land use authority. 18, ordinances. A, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-027, granting a valet parking plan for Dooley Health and Care, 1325 North Meacham Road. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as read. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
Trustee LaRosa.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on, committee reports. There is none listed for this evening. Comments from the public. It's an opportunity to speak before the village board regarding issues or items that are pertinent towards the village. We do ask that you try and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and please come forward.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Anna Klemkowitz, and I am an addictions counselor at the SHARE program in Hoffman Estates. We are an inpatient drug and alcohol treatment facility. Alcohol and drug addiction is a disease that is visible. I am here this evening to bring about awareness of the invisible disease of gambling disorder. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month, and this disease is even more insidious because the gambler and their family members do not see the disorder coming and the financial turmoil that gambling can cause. Gambling involves risk, wagering something of value on an event, activity, and hoping for a desired result. However, the outcome is uncertain. It includes games of chance, skill-based games, casino, lottery, sports betting, stock market, futures, and gaming along with other games of choice. Approximately 383,000 people in Illinois are considered to have a gambling problem. Additionally, approximately 761,000 people are at risk for developing a gambling problem. This is from the gambling assessment that was conducted in 2024. Here in Schaumburg, we have 21 establishments and 116 video gaming terminals with a player loss of over $6 million. You can see three types of gamblers. Usually it's a social gambler. They gamble for entertainment. You have the escape gamblers. They gamble as a way to cope with or avoid life issues, coping with loneliness or trauma. Action gamblers, who tend to be men and young adults, seek action, and gambling is a source of excitement and socialization. As in any alcohol and drug addiction, gambling hijacks the brain's reward system and over time requires more stimulation to feel the same excitement. And the impact falls on the family system. For every gambler, there are 8 to 10 people significantly affected. There is a breakdown of trust and communication, emotional withdrawal, debt, and bankruptcy. 20% of gamblers will attempt suicide. The trigger, the urge, the behavior, and the consequence continues and repeats until the problem gambler seeks help. There are no physical signs. That's why it's called the invisible disease. But you need to look for unexplained changes in physical or emotional well-being, financial problems, or unusual behavior regarding money, borrowing, and excessive spending, an increase in alcohol and drug use. In working with families, we encourage open communication, establishing boundaries around finances, providing education about addiction. Support for the gambler includes counseling, peer support groups, family therapy, along with financial literacy programs, establishing goals, treatment objectives, and relapse prevention planning. The 2026 Problem Gambling Awareness Month theme, Caring Communities, Stronger Futures, emphasizes the importance of a community-driven approach to problem gambling awareness and support. When a community comes together, friends, families, educators, healthcare providers, local partners, and policymakers, silence is replaced with support, and isolation is replaced with connection. I do have some information that I will leave here for you in regards to some gambling and some information about facts in the state of Illinois and throughout the United States. There is more, well, I've got the information. I'll leave it with you. And I thank you for allowing this brief overview of gambling disorder, which is the invisible disease. More information and education is available through the Illinois Council on Problem Gambling, National Council on Gambling, and on the Are You Really Winning campaign, which is at www.areyoureallywinning.com. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity. And if I may, I'll leave these right up here for you. Thank you.
Thank you. So when the Village of Schaumburg undertook the thought of allowing video gaming within the village, I don't think anybody really was all that excited about it, but it was certainly a demand from the businesses that felt having the ability to have video gaming would help their business. I'm not so sure. Maybe it does. Maybe it helps pay some of the bills. I don't know. But we felt that we needed to do something, understanding the addiction portion of it, we needed to do something. So there is a piece, there is a portion of the revenue that we take in that we set aside for to be donated every year to addiction centers, different ones. And I can't remember the last time we've, where the last place was that we went to. But we do that, I believe it's on an annual basis, or is it not? No. You're looking at me like, no. Okay, so maybe it's not. I'm sure that what it is we're accumulating the funds, and then once we get in a sufficient amount, then we're looking to donate that. But that's the idea behind, the concept behind that plan, was to collect sufficient funds and then go to one of these facilities that's available out there, try and support people that are doing that. So, I'd like to think that there's nobody out there that's caught up in that, but, it's like everything else, you can get caught in that stuff, so, okay. But thank you very much for keep continuing to raise awareness on it. Okay, anyone else? Hi, how are you?
I'm Lori Walter, and we are here today to respectfully ask the board's assistance in helping us reach a fair and equitable contract. While we appreciate that there has been some movement in negotiations, it simply isn't enough to address the reality we are facing. We are now just 1 month away from the start of the new fiscal year. If an agreement is not reached, this will be the second year in a row that we have gone without any increase to our compensation. Meanwhile, the cost of living continues to rise and our wages are falling behind. We take pride in the work we do every day, and we believe that our efforts deserve the same recognition as our non-union counterparts. They received raises last year and are scheduled to receive another increase on May 1st. We are only asking for fair and equal treatment. We should not have to fight for wage adjustments that reflect industry standards. Others did not have to ask. They were given the necessary changes to remain competitive. We are simply asking for the same fairness and respect. We are a diverse group of dedicated employees who care deeply about the work we do and the community we serve. Being a part of a union should not put us at a disadvantage. We are asking for you to stand with us, to support fairness, and to help ensure that all employees are treated equitably. Thank you.
Thank you. So this board definitely recognizes your work and supports you. We do appreciate all that you do for us. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Council report?
No report, Mayor.
Okay. President's report, I have nothing for this evening. Manager's report?
It's a trifecta, I have no report.
No report. Okay. Trustee comments and mentions?
I got nothing.
Nobody. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.